Hey beautiful people of the internet, my name is Ryan, and today, the day this video is being filmed, I'm celebrating my 23rd revolution around the sun. Which got me thinking about other things which I may or may not have done 23 times in my life. Disclaimer, being the person that I am, I immediately thought of books, more specifically Harry Potter. I wondered if I'd read any of those books 23 times. But after a bit of thinking, none of the Harry Potter books are the books that I've read the most. Instead, Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card is the book that I have read the most. The question though is, have I read it 23 times? And the answer, after doing some quick mental math, is no. But just barely. Today I want to talk about the books that we read the most, and specifically my relationship with Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Ender's Game is kind of a big deal in the sci-fi world because it won both the Hugo and the Nebula. Not many books have done that, and I think maybe this one was the first. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, a really great book. So I first ran into this book in 7th grade. My homeroom teacher actually read this book in front of the class to us, I think every day or every other day. And so I was getting just snippets of the book, and I kept wondering, like, what happens next? What happens next? Oh my gosh, what happens next? Because I was really anxious to find out what happened, I ended up just checking the book out from the library and then also purchasing a copy. I was that kid who had to know what happened before the rest of the class did. So that's how I got started with this book. As a 7th grader who really thought that he was a, overwhelmingly smart kid, this book about overwhelmingly smart children kind of struck me. I read the book again in 7th grade, I read the book twice in 8th grade. It's not a short book either, I mean it's 320 pages. If you're guessing that in high school and in college I got too cool for this book and I set it down, you would be wrong. I still read this book basically twice a year every year. My opinion of the book and the things that I latched onto in the book changed every year that I read it for sure. I got older, I grew more interested in the politics behind it, or the science, or different characters. But I definitely kept coming back to this book. And more specifically, I kept coming back to the universe of books around this one. I'm probably going to get this wrong because I'm too lazy to look it up, but Ender's Game was the first book, which then spawned 16 to 17 other books in this same kind of universe. I would call them a series, but they're all out of order chronologically. The thing about the books in this universe, though, is that in the sci-fi realm, we all know what kind of happened to the series. It started off on a high note. This book and a few others are amazing, and they are still putting out books. But now they're co-written between Orson Scott Card and another guy, and they're kind of like destroying the world. They're messing up a whole bunch of facts. Okay, I'm going way too in-depth here, but you get the idea. Series that started off awesome, kind of crash and burn. I've also divorced this book from its author, an author that I am not very fond of in the public sphere. And I have sure as crap divorced this book from the movie that was made of the same title 2 years ago. That was the worst movie. Okay, but why then have I continued to read this excellent book and also the crappy books that come out in the book universe? I'm not honestly sure, and this is where I would maybe like to hear from you guys. Do any of you guys have books that you read as a child that you're now reading again? And why are you doing that? I can imagine that Harry Potter comes to mind for a lot of you. Lord knows it does for me. But I'm really curious because actually I hate on my sister when she watches a movie more than once. I always say, like, why, you got the point the first time, why do you need to watch it again? And here I am, having read this book, final tally, as close as I can get, 19 times. I've read Ender's Game 19 times, and the thing about making this video is that all that it's really doing is making me miss Ender's Game, and making me consider reading it over Christmas break. I think 19 times is about to turn into 20, and I'm not ashamed of that fact. Anyways, yeah, I'm actually curious about this. Like, what is the book that you have read the most times? How many times have you read it, and why do you keep coming back to it? Is it something to do with childhood? Because that's my example, and that's what I'm guessing a lot of these are gonna be. Anyways, if you would like to tell me about it down below in the comments, we can have a conversation down there. I'll see you all next week. Best wishes! You need to do some Christmas shopping for a reader, or maybe many readers in your life, so welcome to Ryan's Christmas book buying guide. Joke's on you because I'm wearing basketball shorts. Also, I forgot to say this in the main video, but congratulations to Chris Alderson. Alderson? I'm not sure, Chris, but congratulations because he won the free copy of White Teeth. Thanks for participating, everybody, in the giveaway, and I'll have another one for you guys pretty soon.